There's a lot of noise.
Why did he go in if there was something going on at home?
And the execs wanted to see you. And I was thinking, oh God, what could this be about? What a load of nonsense.
I know.
A code.
What will you say to Toni when you meet her?
I think if the roles had been reversed and a guy had said that about a girl.
One of them was sort of what they felt was a microaggression towards Mika.
He licks his lips a lot. Be a bombshell. Be a bombshell.
Welcome to Showbiz Fix. This is your destination for the inside scoop on all our celebrity exclusives and the lowdown on everything you're loving this week. George Knight arrived as a Love Island bombshell expecting a summer of love in Mallorca. Instead, just days in, he took the decision to leave the villa early to be with his family. Today, George has kindly agreed to give his first interview to Showbiz Fix to explain why, after fan speculation spiralled out of control. George, how are you doing?
I'm good as can be. I think as the days have gone on, it's a bit of a whirlwind, to be honest. There's a lot of noise.
Yeah, I always think it's anyone coming out that villa back to real life, let's call it. It's a lot to take on because you've gone from a fairly normal person. I know that because of your footballing, people would have known you, and then
nothing
you come
compared
out,
to this, though.
And then everybody knows you.
Yeah.
And you said you were out the other day and people were coming up to you.
Yeah, pretty much second day back. I think obviously we'll talk on it in a bit more detail, but the ask for us as a family was just to crack on with life, just back to usual, bit of normality. The thing we do a lot as a family is go to a lot of classic car events. The sort of thing that my dad's obsessed with. My sister loves it. Mum loves it. Brother. So we went to that, just a little one on the high street in Newbury, and yeah, it was relentless and all positive, all like lovely comments, support, hugs. Like it was just, yeah, it was overwhelming. Like I put in the video, like that is the word that I've described the last few days. Is overwhelming. I just did not foresee this. So yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
I mean, especially as well, given the circumstances of you leaving Love Island. So that all started last week. So it was Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
And so what happened? Take me through it. You were called into the beach hut?
Yeah, so just standard sort of whenever you're in the villa and the producers want to chat to you, and it could be about anything, about taking your meds, who you're going to speak to that day, how you're feeling. And it was just standard. I was expecting just to receive a usual question or ask how I'm doing or what's the plan for the day. And they just said one of the producers on site was going to meet me at the front door and that they had some information for you and the execs wanted to see you. And I was thinking, oh God, what could this be about? Thinking like, once the execs put you in, you don't see them again, really. And yeah, just went down to see them and said that my parents had been in touch and that they had some news for me and that they were going to give me a call. And it was all very private. They obviously left the room and had a conversation. Obviously, then they need to know what was going on. And it just came to a decision as a group with the two execs and the director of the welfare team. And with what was said, I just felt like it was the right thing to come home. I was in there for 6 days and it was honestly the most surreal experience ever. Like the whole build up, the holding, the going in, the group of guys and girls who, were amazing. And that's why it's, you come out and you see all the speculation and you just think, what? But then I don't blame everyone because you don't see everything.
Yeah.
Like you see such a small percentage of all the conversations and the relationships that you build. So I get it. I completely get it. And there are, standout moments where you think, oh, that doesn't look the greatest. But in the grand scheme of things, it's I think it's important that people know the obvious.
Definitely. And I think that was the thing, isn't it? So when you got that phone call and as soon as someone says your parents need to tell you something, obviously you kind of know it's bad news.
Well, I guess it's like an obligation from their side that they need to inform their son or daughter of something important, which makes you then you start to speculate. You think, what the hell is this going to be about?
Yeah.
But as I said, it was just a health concern with a member of the immediate family, and that this was the situation, and they felt like they weren't doing their role as a parent if they didn't let me know.
And then when you heard that news, you thought, I need to be.
Didn't even second guess it. Okay. Not a chance.
Because something that people have had a lot of opinions about you leaving.
Yeah.
And there's been many versions of why they think you left.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they said after you put your lovely post up saying I had to be at home, personal family reasons,
Yeah.
they said, well, why did he go in if there was something going on at home?
Mm-hmm.
Presumably this wasn't something which was ongoing beforehand.
Not on my radar to be a concern, and definitely not in the next few sort of months. That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something that we needed to concern ourselves about in the 8-week period that I could have been away, even longer than that.
Yeah.
So.
But in that moment, you just had this gut feeling.
Oh yeah, there was no second guess.
Yeah.
Like you got to remind yourself that as much as reality TV is fantastic and great, I mean, there's so much more going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just got to show that level of maturity, I think, and address the elephant in the room, which is obviously the priority of your family and the priority of who's close to you and has been in your entire life. And
yeah, absolutely.
That's why I came to that conclusion.
Yeah. Another theory that was going on online was that you'd agreed a code with your family that if it wasn't going down well on the outside,
what a load of nonsense.
I know.
A code?
Yeah. And I just thought this was completely wild and just goes to show what a monster Love Island can be.
Yeah.
In that, I think I even put up a video online just saying, if someone says it's for personal family reasons, just believe them.
Yeah, for sure.
Why would you not?
Yeah.
What was it like coming out and seeing this reaction to you leaving?
I think, well, firstly, I was overwhelmed by the positive, like the nice, kind words and messages and people reaching out, stopping me on the street and stuff, which still is like bamboozling me every second. I can't believe that's happening. That is what has taken over a majority of my thoughts and my mind, because it is all mostly good.
Yeah.
But for every sort of 15 nice messages, you get one that is just vile, like it's horrible. Like it really is horrible. And it's normally from an account or a user that has no face, no name,
Always.
no followers, no following. It's just a created bot account that they can use to target people who, do things like Love Island, and I'm sure loads of other shows and things like that. So obviously people are going to speculate, but that's why I'm doing this. So that's why we felt like it was important, and the truth is always what people want to know, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah, well, I think as always, it's a shame that you felt like you need to do this, but I agree. Hopefully people will now stop speculating about it, and all the power to you. So since you've been out, like you say, you've had lots of overwhelmingly lovely feedback. Have you had anyone sliding in your DMs?
How did I think that question might have come up?
I love a DM slide question.
Well, I've just met Big John. That was pretty cool. Big fan of him and all the things he's been doing since COVID. COVID was a tough time for me personally. I really didn't enjoy it at all. All I just remember is the weather being unbelievable.
Yes.
But just being stuck inside, and just met him, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I've only been out 3 days, so I'm not expecting, Rihanna to slide into the DMs.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Because did you know that Mika, obviously, she's from Barbados?
She is, and her auntie is the president?
Yeah, Prime Minister of Barbados.
I kept saying president, and she was like, stop saying that.
So if you'd have stuck with Mika, you might have one day met Rihanna.
That doesn't sound too bad, does it?
No,
that doesn't sound too bad. But no one that I can think that you would know. Obviously, I know Harry from last season.
Yeah.
I've started to create a bit of a relationship with Harrison a little bit.
Yeah.
They've all reached out. Other islanders, Gabby has reached out, which is quite nice, and it's great to get their support.
I wondered if you'd seen yet the comment that Toni Laites made about you.
Yeah.
On the debrief. So this was kind of the reaction to your arrival in the villa as a bombshell, and she said it was a jump scare.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this, and what will you say to Toni when you meet her?
Which is funny because one of my best friends, my best pals that I've known for a long time, his girlfriend is her manager.
Right.
So I think that was a bit of an awkward one. And when I came out, I was like, Connor, what's going on here? I thought there was a bit of maybe they're having each other's back here.
Yeah.
But look, everyone wants to, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I can give it. I'm not bothered.
Yeah. Okay.
I think if the roles had been reversed and a guy had said that about a girl, I think it would have, blown up even more. And you never know where they'd be now. But look, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm not too fussed. I don't think that lighting did me any favors walking in. And like you said, blondes in that like sun, just I did look like a Targaryen, and I'm getting a lot of comments about being a Targaryen.
The Love Island photographer always does everyone dirty.
Yeah, and they took about 1,000 photos of me, and I went, these ones I really like, and they just used the one that I looked awful in. Cheers.
Of course they did. Of course
Like,
they did.
thanks.
Are you going to be going on After Sun?
That's to be decided. It's not solely down to me. It's down to obviously everyone else that my entire family. It's quite a big deal. And I think, there's a chance, but we'll see.
What will you say to Toni?
I'll just say, what would I say to Toni? I don't know what I'd say to Toni. I think, fair play. Like, everyone's striving to be relevant, and that's, I think, that was going to be a bold comment. And Shakira had my back, which I'm very grateful for. Shakira, if you're hearing this, what a girl. But yeah, no, it was. I'm not. I've been called so many worse, like horrible things on a football pitch and by fans my entire life.
Yeah.
So getting called a jump scare, I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I think I've got a bit of a peculiar look for sure.
Well, people are going to recognise you, aren't they? And they're going to remember you. So.
Yeah, hopefully for good reasons.
Okay. Well, yes, defo. I just wanted to touch on something that other people had said online about your time in the villa, which was one of them was sort of what they felt was a microaggression towards Mika. So this was when she had that silk scarf on, and you called it a bandana and said it was exotic.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this? Do you want to clear this up?
I think Mika's just so not I wouldn't say she's my usual type. I think exotic was the wrong word. I think she was the coolest girl in there. Like I'm big into my fashion. I love, I've always had a bit of an interest for it. I take a lot of care in my appearance, and immediately from going in, I was like, this girl is cool. Like, she's really cool. Like, by far the best dressed. She had a bit of an aura. I think exotic was just the wrong word. I think she looked so cool. We did have a bit of like an earlier connection. Like, she'd said that she liked me, she fancied me, and I was really interested in pursuing and trying to uncover if there was a connection there. I just think exotic was the wrong word. I think that's came across a little. Like, it came across, not the best choice of word. But I did really like her, and I do regret the comment. Maybe should have said something else. But in the moment, you just forget. Like, you're never going to be fluid and perfect when you're talking to girls. Or anyone really. It's just you have a camera on you 24/7.
Yeah.
And that was one of the conversations that I had with Mika where we were getting along really well. So naturally that got aired. So
I think it added to the narrative because it just came after you had dumped Samraj.
Yeah.
So people thought, is there something going on here in terms of your prejudices?
No, I think Samraj as well. Like, it's production were always constantly reminding me and Yaz we were bombshells, and we had to act as a bombshell. And there was massive emphasis on personal gain when Maya spoke to us, and she said, you've got a mission. You've got a job to do. And, Sam had said explicitly that he was in a friendship couple. Robin didn't fancy him. And it was day 2 or 3. So I was like, well, getting rid of Sam does nothing for me. And it's early days. Like, if we'd been a few weeks in and we were a little bit more bedded in our relationship and our connections, then for sure getting rid of Samraj was probably the wrong decision. But it was day 3.
Yeah.
And when you constantly got in your mind and in your ear and in the Vogue, the voice of God saying, be a bombshell, be a bombshell.
That's what they kept saying. I'd be like, why don't you?
Yeah, and I was like, and then you sort of think and go, yeah, you know what? I'll be a bombshell. I'll be a bombshell. And then when you actually think about it and you think, well, what is the right decision here? Like, there isn't really one. Everyone deserves their chance to get a connection, to find someone. Sam hadn't had that yet. Samraj sort of had, but one of them was the girl that I was speaking to. Jasmine was already talking to Lorenzo, and that at the time they were probably closer. And, if that was anyone else, then I would have got rid of them. Just, it happened to be Samraj.
I think we're just not used to seeing a ruthless bombshell anymore.
Yeah, and they'd also said this as well. They'd said the day before, when we were obviously speaking about her decision in the beach hut, asking about what I was going to do, they said the first night's game was embarrassing. Like, it wasn't good. I was like, what do you mean? I don't know who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Just everyone's afraid to make a comment or just go about it with a little bit of oomph and a little bit of bit of personality. Like we're lacking that. Like no one's happy with it. The quality of the game. So today, be a bombshell. You know, you're in here for a reason to find love.
So you were in there and they were giving you a proper pep talk.
They weren't giving you a pep talk. I think they were just guiding you to think in a certain way because naturally you go in, everyone wants to be everyone's friend. Everyone's, oh, you're so lovely. Everyone's so great. And I'm thinking in a week's time, everyone's gonna hate each other. So let's just get to the point now. I think it was, I can't remember what the game was. Who has the most pick me energy?
Yeah.
And the reason why Angelisa said me was, I haven't spoken to you, George, so you're not going to get offended by it. I was like looking at it, just going, pick me if it's going to make you feel better. But if I'd been in there longer, it'd have been more about just be yourself.
Yeah.
Cause a bit of drama.
Well, I think you were being like one of the main characters at that point, weren't you? Because you were actually giving it a bit of oomph.
I think that's what they want you to do. I'm confused, like at the start where everything was just so like, everyone's trying to be your best friend.
Yeah.
That's just not what it's about. And I think when Samraj came and spoke to me and he sat me down and he said, look, I felt like a victim. I was like, mate, I was the victim when I walked through the doors. And he told me that, Maya told me that I had to get rid of someone for any reason. Like that was when I felt like the victim. But I completely got it because he was helpless. He couldn't come back and say this this shouldn't happen. But yeah, I guess, there's obviously nothing there. But it was a horrible thing to do. I didn't want to do it. I felt bad doing it.
The villain energy, obviously.
I felt like I had that.
Compared with the Targaryen and the Draco Malfoy.
It all adds up. You can understand where people get there.
But look, that's how you get a character arc.
Yeah.
And that's what we want from Love Island.
For sure.
Okay, so what was your plan? Were you going to pick Robin or Mika?
And neither of them are my type. Jasmine is my type to a T, but she was very, because again, I had a few conversations with her, which you don't see. I think she was just like, I spoke to her about like going to the pub and that with my mates. I love doing that, like watching the football, like all that sort of stuff. And she was a bit more like, I prefer to go to really nice restaurants, really nice bars, and you do everything really properly. And she was like, I've never offered to pay on a first or second date. And I was just like, that is just, I know there are loads of girls out there like that, and that's completely fair enough because there are guys that would spend and do all that for them.
Yeah.
I'm more of like a team player sort of vibe. Even early on, like I'm not saying, I expect them to pay, but if they offer, that's fantastic. I wouldn't accept it, especially on date 1 or 2. But she was just very much against all that, and I was a bit like, that's a shame because like she is like stunning.
Yeah.
Like beautiful. Also amazing dress sense. Unbelievable fashion, bit of an aura.
Yeah.
But that personality with mine just didn't work. Oh God,
yeah.
It just didn't work. So naturally Robin was interested from the start. She likes blonde boys, tall blonde boys.
Yeah.
Mika, again, was really easy to talk to, and we had a little bit of a connection there. But if I had to have picked, I probably would have gone with Robin.
She just seems so fun.
Just easier, just so relaxing. Like happy-go-lucky, sort of Labrador vibes.
Yeah.
She was just really easy company. And when you're in Love Island, it's like early on, like you sort of, you navigate and you attract to what makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And she was doing that for me.
Yeah.
And that's why I think, for that period of time, I definitely would have picked her. But I also didn't want her to think that it was just locked off. I kept saying, like, even on day 1, she was like, why did you pick Mika?
Yeah.
I was like, well, because it's day 1. I'm still exploring connections. You can't just lock it off. And I got loads of hate for saying that. It's day 1. Like, I was like, that's just reality.
And did you not hear the voice of God, Robin, telling me, be a bombshell, be a bombshell?
I probably was saying that, but I don't think they like you when you talk about production.
Yeah.
To Islanders, they're like, stop talking about production.
Oh yeah, we're not allowed to talk about that.
Not talk about, but obviously I'm out now, so it's a bit different. But
Yeah.
they're obviously trying to steer you to a decision.
Yeah.
Not to a decision, to you to think in a certain way, to have a certain mindset about it. Because as I said, at the start, I felt like everyone's trying to be your best friend. Everyone's friends. We all look at, girls are girls. And I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just not like that.
Have you watched any of it since you come out?
I watched a little bit of it. I can't ignore it on TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok is just
Did
everywhere.
you see Lorenzo telling the group that you'd left?
Yeah.
What did you think of Robin's reaction?
I think you got to do what you got to do. Again, I wouldn't deep it. I wouldn't overlook it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't stress about it. I think it was early days, and I was sort of not keeping by intent, but just because it was early days and I was still trying to explore my own connections with them both, I was sort of keeping them at arm's length, I guess, but just trying to figure out how to understand myself, who I liked more. So naturally, when I'm gone, she suddenly feels like she's got a bit of power, and as she should, to be like, right, well, what's next?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not really too bothered, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it was great sort of 6 days with her.
Are you sliding in her DMs?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I think by the time she's done, I mean, she'll probably go the distance because she's like a great personality that everyone's drawn to.
I think you're right.
And she knows what she wants, and that's really attractive. Like,
Yeah.
you know, her asking for a kiss, everyone's saying, "Oh, that's desperate. She's just doing that to piss off Mika."
No.
She knows what she wants, and she
Yeah.
went for it. That is the most attractive thing a girl can have, is by. And Jasmine said as well, that's another thing why it's so annoying that Jasmine just didn't have the personality that aligned to mine. She was like, I'd never put a guy for a chat. No chance.
Yeah.
I would never do that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Just when you want something, go.
Well, this is why I don't think that Jasmine and Lorenzo are quite working, and I really want your insight on this, because same thing. I just don't think their personalities align. Because you said to me before we started filming, Lorenzo with the boys.
Great. Oh my, Lorenzo, like relentless, like good banter, loads of chat, easy to talk to, funny, charismatic, would like drive the narrative of the conversation with the lads. Big personality.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I first met him, I was like, this guy is going to take, this is my competition, and I am miles off it. Big, like strong tan, Italian heritage.
He's the big dog.
Oh, I'm like this pasty guy from Winchester. What am I doing? But with the girls, just from speaking to some of the girls, again, you don't see all the clips, but just a bit dry, I think. Just maybe, I don't think it's nerves, because he has no nerves with us.
Yeah.
But you can't look like that. You can't look like a Greek god and
Maybe he doesn't
just mumble into a girl. You can't.
Wow. I personally think he's just like negging them aggressively, and they don't realise that he's negging them.
Maybe. I just think with that, I don't know, maybe he's just used to relying on his unbelievable attributes that that guys would die for, and just hoping that something comes of it. Or maybe he's used to just being out, and girls just throw themselves at him a little bit, because he is one in a million looking like, wow.
Yeah, probs. Do you feel like you've got unfinished business? Would you go back in?
Potentially, yeah, for sure. I think, I'd like to think my personality came across. Like, I'm not strategic. I'm not someone who, like, Samraj is very cool, very calm, very collected. He's got like a saying or a line that just works in every situation perfectly. Like, I'm not like that. Like, what I think, I tend to say. Like, how I act is how I feel in the moment. Like, I know I shouldn't have kissed Robin, but I did anyway because I wanted a kiss, and I'm just going to do it anyway, which I know is the wrong thing to do. Like, I probably have said things that in reflection don't look or sound great, but that's just how I am in the moment. And I know it will shoot me in the foot. I shoot myself in the foot a few times, but authenticity is, I think, what people are drawn to. And it's you attract yourself to people who have faults and who are unique. And I think that was what came across in the 6 episodes, which is great. But for sure, 100%, I think, don't say no, never say never.
Catherine Moore, obviously pending everything at home.
I don't know about that, but potentially maybe another show or anything, something like that. I would definitely wouldn't turn down. As I said, being in social situations, being with my friends, meeting new people, chatting to girls, to guys, I love it. Like, I'm a very social guy. I'm a very social person. Love being out, and you just forget you're being filmed. Yeah, just like you're down the pub with your mates. You all forget that. You forget you got a mic around you, just chatting about what's happened that day and what your plans are and what you're gonna do and how you're gonna do it and what's the guy. It's just great. Yeah. It's just. I've got a very important question. Hit me. Why is everyone carrying handbags this year? Oh, I don't know. Hey, look, it's to do with fashion. So if a girl thinks that she looks better with a bag, power to her. Let her do it. If she's got maybe a little collab going on that we don't know about, let her do. I mean, I don't bother me. If someone feels good, and it enhances their opinion on their fit or their style or their aura, then I love it. I like Love Island when it's more of that and less of the aggressive trolling. So I think the trolling. I mean, we don't see it, which is why we don't have no answer to anything. But of course. Love Island bosses, presumably their duty of care is off the scale. They 100%. Yeah, and they give you Ellie walked in with that bag. I think that isn't hers. That eBay give you all that stuff. Yeah. But But look, she wanted to do it, and Ellie's like a fiery character with her own style and everything. So fair play. I know I don't really bat an eyelid.
Yeah, I love it. Right, we're going to go through all the Islanders now, and you're going to give me what they're like in real life.
Okay.
Well, the real life version they were presenting to you.
Okay.
Because that might be two different things.
Right.
Alphabetically, I've got no favourites.
Yeah.
Aiden.
Other than me. Aiden.
Yeah.
Oh, just like a proper geezer. Big smile. Everything's positive. Engaging. Gets everyone involved in a conversation. Everyone naturally is drawn to Aiden, I think.
Yeah. Right, Angelista.
Very quiet. We had a few conversations one-on-one that you don't see in any of the episodes, which is annoying. We built a little bit of rapport and we got on really, really well. I don't think she's found her person yet. Hopefully a guy will come in and she'll find her person, but I think it's early days.
Yeah.
But really nice girl. Really nice, really friendly.
Okay. Ellie.
Ah, fire and what's the Targaryen? Fire and smoke. Smoke and fire. Just, loads of energy. Very loud, gives her opinion on everything. Finds everything funny, constantly laughing at everyone's jokes.
Great. Jasmine. Try and not say beautiful, stunning, because we get you fancier.
Okay, fine. Jasmine. Jasmine. She, my type on paper to a T, mature, knows what she likes. Personality is a little bit, as a friend, she's great. Like we had, a few chats. I think we're at the same stage of life where we're at. But in terms on a romantic level, I just don't think we would work.
Yeah. Kavan.
Yeah, just a puppy. And the fact that he's talking to Jasmine and doing well is fair play to him. He licks his lips a lot. If you know, he's always constantly licking his lips.
I'm going to not be able to unsee that now,
honestly, watch him. When he walked in, he just kept licking his lips. I was like, has he got a problem? But no, just a puppy.
I quite like that all of you big dogs just couldn't make it work with Jasmine and he's just sailing in.
Yeah. And I think it's just his nonchalantness. Like, he's not like Aiden. Aiden's all like 100 mile an hour, a bit more calm, collected.
Yeah.
He great smile, great teeth, perfect hair.
Lola.
Again, my type, on paper, massively. When I first walked in, I was like, she's gorgeous. She's a little bit, what's the word? She's, how do I describe Lola?
She's also a bit more reserved, isn't she?
A bit more reserved, but like when she's out of her shell, she really does like grow into her own. Like she always has an opinion. Cracking jokes left, right and centre. Put her in a big group. Obviously, there's big personalities in there.
Yeah.
So naturally, people like Lola and Sam and Angelista, they tend to be like towards the bottom. But when they're like, it's two or three of you, and they come into their own. And Lola was like that.
Yeah.
Like dark horse energy.
Brill, I love that. Lorenzo.
Beautiful. Greek god. The best looking bloke I've ever met, for sure.
Mika.
Stunning, gorgeous, authentic, great style, bubbly, like very smiley.
OP.
I just way too much energy, like just so much energy.
The cocktail night was wild.
Yeah, he. Can I talk more about like when I said on the first night that people are starting to wind me up?
Yeah, go on.
I guess, like you can see from the most recent episode where they went on the date with the two bombshells.
Yeah.
And he's just obviously saying the most, which all the girls are fuming at.
Yeah.
And people are realizing that he's a performer. He's very charismatic. He's a bit like me. He thinks what he says. People probably think I'm annoying. But when I first got there, like he was just like anything that I would say or anyone else would say, he'd just like burst into a rap. Or he'd do all these dances. He'd start lifting people up. And I was just like, what is going on? But he's just like that.
Yeah.
And I think that, from last night's episode, and you see like TikTok and Twitter, people are just starting to think the same thing that I thought on day one. But yeah, like you have to be in the right mood to deal with his energy.
Okay. Priya.
Yeah. She's a sales girl. So on the front foot, like you say something, she'll say something back immediately. Ooh. Very assertive. She remembered everyone's names.
That's very impressive.
Everyone's names. I went, what's my name? And she went, George. And then Samraj went, you remember who the prick is? I just sort of nodded my head. I was like, yeah. Fair.
Oh.
Yeah.
Robin.
Energy, fun. Yeah, endless things I could say about Robin.
Oh, Samraj.
Yeah, cool, calm, collected, very well put together, well dressed, great hair, great bod. Yeah, complete man.
Sam.
Oh, just what a boy. Innocent. I was drawn to his innocence, but yeah, great guy, funny, chatty, very calm, very innocent. There's another word that I'm looking for and I can't think what it is.
He comes across as very pure.
Very pure. He's he's very again, not a strategist, just he is who he is.
Yeah.
He's honest. He's he's got a little bit about him, but he's in a room full of lads that are a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Which is always going to be tough.
Yeah.
But he holds his own, and he deserved to obviously find someone just as much as everyone. And we had a really good connection. But you wouldn't see that again in the episodes, but we got on really, really well. Really well.
See.
Yeah, dark horse. All the girls fancied him and kept pulling him on day one. I was like, this guy, I mean, he's got his body is unbelievable. Obviously, like, eats dumbbells for breakfast. Like, he's massive. But when I saw the clips of him before going in, he's a complete different person to the guy he's in there.
Yeah, I feel like he's warming up.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, this guy's nonchalant. Like, laid back.
Jasmine.
Yaz, just little sister vibes. She just, very emotional, doesn't want to offend, hurt anyone, wants to be everyone's friend. I definitely had to like put my arm around her a few times for sure. She didn't like making any cutthroat decisions.
Yeah.
That's why that scene was prolonged, or not prolonged, but I reckon that could have been done 2 hours earlier if it wasn't for me and Yaz on the terrace for ages. She was tears.
Yeah.
So it took us ages to walk down.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, final question. Who are you most excited about coming out the villa so that you can go on a night out?
Guy or girl?
Either.
I think guys would be the Kent boys.
Okay. I mean, I thought you were going to say Lorenzo.
I think Lorenzo. But
You're giving fanboy.
I don't want to stand next to Lorenzo. That would just rhyme. What's the point? It's just you're accepting defeat. But yeah, Lorenzo would obviously be great. Great guy. But I think girl, I guess because I had the best relationship with her, probably Robin.
Yeah.
I just think after a minute of being together, we just kick it back off from where we were. Yeah. Again, I said, like, you can just completely switch off when I was with her. And that's what made her the most attractive girl in there to me. But yeah, we'll see what happens and what comes.
That's your Showbiz Fix. Remember to subscribe to us here on the Sun Showbiz YouTube channel. See you next time.